Test. Sound check. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello, this is a mic test. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, can you please type yes in the YouTube chat box over there? Okay, that's great. At least I know that I'm not talking to myself. All right, we still have another 2 more minutes. So as you are waiting for more students to come online, okay, because this lesson is supposed to start 8 p.m., maybe you want to introduce yourself in the chat box. All right, so write down your name and what school are you from in the chat box over here. Then maybe, hopefully, you will meet some friends here, right? You may meet your people that you know here. Okay, I saw one person, Zhen Hao from Aitong. Hello, good to see you. And I see some person here saying subscribe to my channel. Okay, I think you're in the wrong place. Wow, Pongo, Clementi, Nanyang. I think we have students from all over Singapore coming to this lesson. Okay, it's now 8 p.m. All right, we shall not wait any further. So we are going to start the lesson in proper. All right, so some guidelines before I start a lesson. Okay, in the chat box over there, or feel free to type in your questions, and I'll try to answer at the end of the lesson. Okay, because when I'm teaching, obviously it's quite hard for me to answer your questions on the spot. But rest assured that whatever questions that you have, just type it down in the chat box. At the end of the lesson, I will scroll through all of them and I'll answer you at the end of the lesson. Okay, then also prepare some writing materials to take down notes, because I'll be going through some common exam questions that's likely to come out in your essay 2. Okay, that's the reason why you're here, right? All right, to get some tips for your essay 2. All right, so do remember to prepare some materials to take down the notes as I'm teaching. Okay, and of course, all right, do not play Pokemon while I'm teaching. Okay, I know Pokemon nowadays is still very popular. Yeah, in fact, I stopped playing after a while. I find it quite lame after a while. So when I'm teaching, do focus and do not play Pokemon, okay? Or do not play any other games. Okay, I'm sure many of you have known me already. Has any of you attended any of my online lessons before? If you do, you can type yes in the chat box. All right, but for those who do not know me, all right, sorry, please bear with me as I'm going to introduce myself again. Okay, I graduated from NUS with a degree in maths. Okay, people always ask me, is there really a degree in maths? Yes, but we don't learn model drawing there. Okay, we learn much more complex things. Okay, I'm also a math tutor at Intellectual Tuition School. Okay, I run this tuition center with my partner Jerry. I think some of you may have attended his online lesson last week. So I'm the math tutor and he's the English and creative writing tutor at this school over here. Okay, and we are located at Kovan over there. Okay, I'm also the director of tutornotes.com.sg, where I teach maths online in my online courses. Okay, and I teach for more than 10 years already, and I teach maths from primary, secondary, and JC. All right, so this is just some introduction on me. Okay, so this is some of the students that came to our center. Okay, this is one of the very old photo that we took. In fact, these students are in their secondary school now. I think it's at 3, yeah. In fact, a few of them follow me from primary school all the way to secondary school. And this is my partner, Jerry. Okay, as I mentioned, he teaches creative writing and English in my center while teaches maths. Okay, and these are some of the camps that we just hold. Okay, maybe you may know some of them in these photos here because these are the current P6 students. All right, and they just took their PSLE a few days ago. Okay, okay, so let's go through some objectives of today's lesson, right? Let's go through what we learned today. Okay, very importantly, I want to go through how to draw mind maps for maths. Okay, that means I want to draw mind maps to help you to summarize the whole chapters and all the important information which you need to know. Okay, I will show you one example later on how we can draw mind maps. Okay, I'm sure you all know what is mind map, right? Do you all know what is a mind map is? Okay, a mind map is basically a diagram to understand the flow of information, okay, from one place to another. Right, don't worry, I'll show you later. Right, is to help us to organize information. Okay, then we also go through 5 common types of problem sums. Okay, and last but not least, we shall go through some exam tips. All right, so this is an example of mind maps. Okay, don't worry. Okay, you do not need to copy this. At the end of the lesson, I'll be giving this mind map and a few other mind maps to you all for free. Okay, so you don't have to copy it down. But this mind map is what I created myself, and this basically summarize the concepts which you need to know for numbers, right? These topics. Okay, so first of all, okay, follow my cursor over here. Okay, so for numbers, you need to know what are fractions, what are decimals, and what is percentage. Okay, and you need to know how to convert from one to another. Okay, that means you need to know how to convert from fraction to decimal, from decimal to percentage, and from percentage to fractions. Okay, I believe some of you haven't learned percentage here, right, in P5. Okay, you don't have to draw this. Okay, you just have to understand what I'm saying. Okay, because I'll be giving you this at the end of the lesson. Okay, do not worry. All right, so you need to know how to convert from one to another. Okay, this is very important. If you do not know how to convert, okay, there'll be a lot of questions that you can't do. All right, so you need to know how to convert from one to another. Okay, and for decimals, you need to understand what is the difference between place and value. Okay, you need to understand the difference between place and value. A lot of students got very confused because of this. Okay, so let me give you an example. 38.201. Okay, the place of 2 is actually the tens. All right, with the TH behind, tens. And the value of 2 is actually 0.2. Okay, do you understand the difference between place and values? All right. And of course, for numbers, we also need to know some important problem solving skills like grouping, number times value, accent and shortage, difference concept, working backwards. Okay, I'll be going through some examples of some questions that uses this method later. Okay, and next thing, you also must know the order operations. All right, so order operations says that bracket come first. Okay, bracket come first, followed by times and divide, then followed by plus and minus. Understand? This is the order operations. So you always do the bracket first, followed by times and divide, followed by plus and minus. Okay, so far so good. Are you all with me? Okay, now for fractions. Okay, for fractions, there's 2 things that you must know. Okay, one is we are asked to compare 2 fractions to find out which fraction is bigger. Okay, in this case, you need to make the denominator the same. Okay, then you compare the numerator. Understand? So for instance, I want to compare between half and 1/4. Okay, how do I know which one is bigger? Okay, very simple. You make the denominator the same, then you compare the numerator. Okay, this is how we do for comparing two fractions. All right. There is another type of questions that uses this concept called equal fractions concept. Are you clear with this concept? Okay, the equal fractions concept require you to make the numerator the same. Okay, and then you compare the denominator. Okay, I'll be going through this later. Okay, don't worry. I'll be showing this example later. Okay, so this is the difference between the equal fraction concept and comparing two fractions. Okay, then for fractions, there's also two more problem solving skills that you all must know. All right, the first one is when you see the keyword remainder. All right, you can use the branching method, which I'll be going through later again. All right, do not worry. Okay, you also need to know what is model drawing. And model drawing, you must know how to cut models. Okay, so we shall go through some examples in a short while. All right, so basically, this is a mind map, which I created myself. Of course, you do have to copy exactly what I write in my mind map. I encourage students to write these mind maps, draw these on mind maps themselves. Okay, then from there, they can branch out into different questions. Okay, for example, equal fractions. Okay, what questions is under equal fraction? Okay, they can actually extend out a question over here. Okay, then for example, order operations, you can copy example over here. Okay, in fact, this is how I teach my students in my class also. Okay, so I do encourage you all to draw your own mind maps, and from there you can extend your own mind maps until you are very familiar with it. Okay. All right, so let's go through one example. This example is using the equal fractions concept, okay, which is over here. Can you see the equal fraction concept? Okay, in this example, Lena spent $16 on a pair of jeans. She spent 1/6, sorry, the 1/6 should be over here. There's a typo. All right, 1/6 is over here. She spent 1/6 of her remaining money on a pizza. Okay, half of her money was left. How much money had she at first? Okay, so this 1/6 is over here. Okay, so maybe, okay, there's a typo over here. Okay, for remainder, as I mentioned just now in my earlier slide, when you see the word remainder, what method do you use? Yes, it's branching, right? Okay, we can use branching. All right, so this is how we do branching. So from here, $16 is spent on the jeans. So there's a remainder over here. Okay, and out of this remainder, she spent 1/6 on a pizza. Okay, 1/6 on a pizza. And so what is the leftover? The leftover will be 1 minus 1/6, which is 5/6. Okay, because you treat the remainder as one whole. Okay, so since she spent 1/6 on a pizza, all right, the fraction of the remainder left will be 5/6. Do you understand so far? Okay, and now what is the next key sentence? The next key sentence is half of her money was left. Okay, the question says half of her money was left. Okay, so we know that 5/6 of the remainder is equals to half of her total money. Okay, let me repeat that again. 5/6 of the remainder is equals to half of her total money. Do you understand? Okay, so from here, we are able to find the ratio between the remainder and the total money by using the equal fraction concept. Okay, so what do? We make the numerator the same, right? Can you recall earlier on? For equal fractions, you must make the numerator the same. Okay, so in this case, I need to multiply this by what? To be the same as this. Okay, I need to multiply this by 5. All right, because here is 1, right? I need to multiply by 5. Okay, so 1/2 will be equal to 5/10. you multiply by 5, you multiply by 5. Okay? So from here, we can find out the ratio between the remainder is the total, right? Okay, the ratio will be basically you compare the denominator, which is 6 is to 10, and you can simplify the ratio become 3 is to 5. Okay, so this is the ratio between remainder is the total. And now, since the total is 5 units and the remainder is 3 units, okay, remainder is over here, right? So you can conclude that she spent 2 units on the $16, which is a pair of jeans. Okay, so 5 units minus 3 units will give me 2 units. So 2 units is $16, right, which is the amount that she spent on the jeans. Okay, so 1 unit is $8. And to find out how much money she had at first, you simply take 8 times 5, you get $40. Okay. All right. So I've seen a lot of YouTube comments. Wow, some of you even saw faster than me. Okay, yeah, most of you got quite correct, right? It's $40. Okay. Some students prefer to use a model drawing to solve this type of questions. Okay, but since you are in P5 and going to P6 next year, I strongly encourage you all to use this type of algebra methods and branching method to solve this type of question. Okay, but of course you can still use model drawing, but I found that using this equal fraction concept is much more faster. Okay, so once again, what is the keyword? All right, the keyword is I need to make the numerator the same. Okay, so that I can compare the denominator to find a ratio. Okay, so this is an example of equal fraction concept. Okay, and this question will surely come on exam. Okay, don't say I didn't warn you. This type of question is very common in exams. All right, you must know how to do these type of questions. All right. Okay, let's go through the next example. Example 2 is on difference concept. Okay, in this example, Mr. Ng arranged some chairs in a school hall. There were 9 chairs in each row. He brought in 6 more chairs and rearranged them into rows of 7 chairs. As a result, there were 12 more rows of chairs. And how many chairs are there in the hall now? All right, so how do this type of question? Okay, you can actually draw the things out to help you understand better. So this is how I draw. Okay, at the start, there are 9 chairs in each row. Okay, I do not know how many rows are there. Okay, so I just put dot over here. All right, so in this case, 1 row represents 7 chairs. Sorry, 1 row represents 9 chairs. Okay, 1 row represents 9 chairs. Okay, now what happened? He brought in 6 more chairs, right? So here plus 6. Okay, and now there are 12 more rows of chairs. So over here, you need to add in 12 more rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, over here, there are 12 more rows of chairs. Okay, so basically drawing this thing out will help us to understand the question better. Of course, some students, they do not like to draw, they just attempt the question right away. You can do that also. But I find that drawing the things out help us to understand the question better. Okay, so I encourage you to do the same things also. Okay, so what's the first step? All right, the first step is you find a number of chairs in these 12 rows over here. Okay, you take 12 times 7, you get 84. Okay, so that means the total number of chairs over here is 84 chairs. Okay, all right, and now here's the key phrase, okay? Here's the key idea, okay, the key idea. Ask yourself this question. Where does these 84 chairs come from? Okay, can you make a guess and type in the chat box? Okay, where does these 84 chairs come from? Okay, you have guessed correctly. These 84 chairs come from the 6 extra chairs over here and the difference between the 9 and 7, which is the 2 chairs from over here. Do you understand? Okay, these 84 chairs come from the 6 chairs over here and the difference of the 2 chairs over here. Okay, so this is where the 84 chairs come from. All right, so now to work backwards to find a number of rows over here, I simply take 84 minus 6, I get 78. Okay, so the 78 chairs must come from the difference of 2 chairs over here. Okay, understand? That's why it's called difference concept. Okay, so now to find the number of rows over here, you take 78 divided by 2. Okay, you get 39 rows. Okay. All right, so the 84 chairs come from the 6 plus the 2 chairs over here. Okay, it doesn't just come from the 6. It comes from the two chairs in these rows over here. Okay, so in other words, there are 39 rows from here to here. Okay, and the question asks, how many chairs are there in the hall now? Okay, you can take 39 times 9. Okay, because one row got 9 chairs. Then you plus 6. All right, to find the total number of chairs in the hall now. Okay, or right, the second method is you can take 39 plus 12, because from here to here is 39 rows, right? From here to here is 12 rows. So 39 plus 12 is the total number of rows times 7. You also get 357 chairs. Okay, so this is example of a difference concept. Okay, so once again, when you see this type of question, right, you must know what method to apply. Okay, and one good way to do is, as I mentioned, you can actually copy down this example in the mind map earlier. All right, so that we revise is easier for you also. Okay, let's go through the third example. The third example using this concept called excess and shortage. Have you all seen this type of question before? Excess and shortage. All right, let's go through an example over here. Mary had some money to buy some pens. If she bought 12 pens, she will need $8 more. If she bought 9 pens, she'll be left with $4. Okay, and the question asks, how much money did Mary have? Okay, so now there are two ifs. The first if, when she brought 12 pens, okay, she need $8 more. All right, maybe the shortage, right? She shortage of $8. But if she bought 9 pens, all right, she's in excess of $4. Okay, so how do we do that question? All right, you can actually draw a model to help you understand the question better. All right, so this is how I draw, okay? This model over here represents the amount of money that she have. Okay. All right, this model here represents the amount of money that she have. Okay, now if she brought 12 pens, okay, she will need another $8 more, right? So this is the shortage of $8 from here to here. Understand? And if she brought 9 pens, okay, the shortage, not shortage, is excess of $4 from here to here. Understand? Okay, so after you have drawn a model, all right, you'll be able to find the cost of 3 pens. Okay, you take 12 minus 9, you get 3. Okay, so the difference in the pens is 12 minus 9, you get 3. And then you add up the excess shortage. All right, you take 8 plus 4, you get $12. Okay, so since you know that 3 pens cost $12, I can find the cost of 1 pen. I simply take 12 divided by 3, you get $4. Understand? Okay, so that's the cost of 1 pen. All right, and the question asks, how much money did Mary have? Okay, that means they want the amount of money over here. Okay, so since you know the cost of 1 pen, there are two methods of doing this. You can take 4 times 12 minus $8. Okay, or you can take 4 times 9 plus the excess of $4. Okay, you will still get the same answer of $40. Okay, so this is the right. This is example of how we do access and shortage. Okay, of course, this is not the only type. Not the only type of access shortage question. There are a few other types also, and you need to know how to solve the different types of questions. Okay, using different methods. Okay, are you coping well so far? I hope the examples are not too difficult for you, because I'm going through these examples because these are the questions that most students cannot do, right? Because every day I'll be receiving a lot of maths questions from parents asking me for homework help. And these are some of the common type of questions that students cannot do. So I need you all to know how to do these type of questions. Okay, let's go through example 4. Example 4 using this method called grouping. Okay, have you heard of this method called grouping? All right, grouping is a very important method also. Okay, because it's commonly used in many types of problem sums. Okay, grouping require us to group items into different groups. Then from there you can find how many groups are there. Okay, so in example 4, Mary makes $2.50 for every bottle of pills she sells. She will be paid a bonus of $10 for every 50 bottles she sells. Okay, and how many bottles must she sell in order to make a total of $450? Okay, so since this question, as I mentioned, is on grouping, all right, so what do we do? Okay, what do we group? All right, very simple. Okay, you group the 50 bottles into one group. Okay, because she's being paid a bonus of $10 for every 50 bottles she sell. All right, you group the 50 bottles into one group, and then you find a total amount of money that she made for one group of 50 bottles. Okay, so how do you do that? You take $2.50 times 50 because there are 50 bottles. Okay, and because she's being paid a bonus of $10. All right, so you take this plus 10, you get 135. This is the total amount of money that she makes for 50 bottles. So this is one group of 50 bottles. Okay, and then what's the next step? You want to find out how many bottles she must sell in order to make 450, right? So since one group of 50 bottles, she made 135. To find out how many groups, you simply take 450 divided by 135. Okay, to find out how many groups are there. Okay, from here you get remainder. Okay, it's not exact, it's not a nice answer. All right, it's basically 3 groups, remainder 45. Okay, how do I find the remainder? Very simple, you take 3 times 135, then you take 450 minus the answer. Okay, you get remainder of 45. Okay, and now there's a remainder of 45 over here, right? So I need to find out the number of bottles she must sell in order to earn the remainder of this $45. Okay, and how do I do that? Okay, you take 45 divide by $2.50. Okay, you get 18 bottles. Okay, 18 bottles, right? So this is the 18 extra bottles she must sell in order to earn the $45. Okay, and now the question asks how many bottles must she sell in total? Okay, remember, right? There are 3 groups, one group of 50 bottles. So you take 3 times 50 plus the remainder of 18, and the answer is 168 bottles. Okay, so this is the total number of bottles she must sell in order to earn the $450. Okay, do you understand so far? All right, so this is example of grouping, okay? Okay, let's go through one more example, all right? This example is called working backwards. All right, working backwards is a common method that is used when you're given the final condition or the final value, and you need to work backwards to find the starting value. Okay? In this example, the total of 4 numbers is 480. If the first number is tripled, okay, you know a triple, right? Triple means times 3. Okay, the second number is half. All right, half means divided by 2. The third number increases by 58, and the fourth number decreases by 5. Okay, the 4 numbers will have the same value. Okay, the keyword is same value. And what is the value of each of the 4 numbers? All right, so how do we do this type of question? Okay, some students may like to draw model, okay, but for me, I prefer to use a ratio, right, or algebra to do this type of question. Okay, very simple. We start from the final condition. The final, after all the changes, the 4 numbers have the same value. So I let each of them be 3 units each. Okay, why 3 units? Okay, 3 units is because since the first number is triple, triple is times 3, right? So to prevent me from having a decimal place, I let the first number be 3 units. Okay, and since all the 4 numbers have the same value, okay, so all the 4 numbers I let be 3 units each. Okay, so this is the final condition. I need to work backwards to find a starting value. All right, so the first number is tripled. Okay, if the number is tripled and you want to work backwards, what do? Do you times 3 or divide by 3? Okay, the answer is you divide by 3. Okay, which is the same as minus 2 unit. Okay, because remember, right, we are working backwards. Okay, so 3 unit minus 2 unit. Okay, because you're working backwards. And now the second number is half. Okay, half means you divide by 2, right? Okay, so if you have a working backwards, you must times 2, which is same as plus 3 units. Do you understand what I mean so far? Okay, then the third number increases by 58. Okay, so if the third number increases by 58 and you want to work backwards, you need to minus 58. Okay, because remember, right, you're working backwards, you're going the opposite way. Okay, and last but not least, the fourth number decreases by 5. So if you want to work backwards, you go to plus 5. Understand? Okay, so now let's apply the changes. So 3 unit minus 2 unit, you get 1 unit. 3 unit plus 3 unit, you get 6 unit. 3u minus 58, you leave it there. Right? You can't do anything, you just leave it there. Okay, then 3u plus 5 is simply just a 3u plus 5. Okay, so this represents the starting value of the 4 numbers before the changes. Understand? Okay, now since the question says the total for 4 numbers is 480, okay, so I simply add up these 4 numbers together. Okay, these 4 numbers add everything together. Okay, so what do I get? Okay, 1u plus 6u, you get 7u. 7u plus 3u, you get 10u. 10u plus 3u, you get 13u. Okay, so this is a bit of algebra that you must know, okay? So this is 10 unit plus 3 unit, you get 13 unit. Then minus 58 plus 5, you get minus 53, right? This is a negative number. Okay, you can actually press your calculator to find out the value of this. Understand? And since the total is 480, you simply let this one be 480, okay, to find 1 unit. Okay, you let 13 unit minus 53 equals to 480. All right. Okay, so now to find 1 unit, I need to move the 53 over here. Okay, so keep in mind, right, when I move the negative sign over, it becomes a plus. Have you learned this in school already? This is how we solve equations. Okay, for those who haven't learned yet, okay, it's okay, all right, because some schools actually teach this in P6, but I'm teaching you advanced. Right, actually, solving this type of question is very, very crucial and very important. Okay, because it will help you to solve many types of problem sums. Okay, so remember, right, when you bring the -3 over, you get positive. The sign must change. Okay, some students call this the river crossing method. Okay, when you cross the river, the sign must change to positive 3. All right, so 480 is from the 4 numbers over here, okay? Okay, so 13 units will be 533. You take 480 plus 53. Okay, so 1 unit will be 533 divided by 13. You get 41. Okay, so 1 unit stands for 41. All right, so now the question asks for the value of each of the 4 numbers. Okay, so remember, right? If means it hasn't happened yet. You know as if, right? If only, right? So if means haven't happened yet. The value of 4 numbers will be the value that is before the changes, which is the ones over here. So now to find the value of the 4 numbers, you simply use the value that you found earlier, which is 41. Okay, so the first number will be 41 because it's 1 unit. Okay, the second number will be 41 times 6 because 6 units over here, you get 246. Okay, the third number will be 3 times 41 minus 58, which is 65. Okay, and the fourth number will be 3 times 41 plus 5, which is 128. Okay, so these are the values of all the 4 numbers. Okay, are you clear with this? Okay, I hope that you can understand the example so far. All right, so this is an example of working backwards. And once again, you can actually copy down this example into the mind map so that you will know what method to apply for which type of questions. All right, so these are the 5 common examples that I want to share with you that is likely to come out in the exam. All right, so you must know how to do these type of questions and know how to apply the method. Okay, so let me share some exam tips with you. Okay, because I believe that SA2 is coming. Okay, so make sure that you know all the concepts before going for exam. All right, so for example, as I mentioned in my map earlier, all right, for fractions, you need to know what is the equal fraction concept. You also need to know what is the remainder concept. You also need to know what is the model drawing concept. Okay, so same thing for percentage, volume, ratio, right? So every chapter has their own concept that you all must know, okay? You need to revise all this concept before going for exams. Okay, and do not leave any question blank. Okay, if you meet any difficulty in any of the question, right, do not leave any question blank. Right, if not, your teacher will feel very happy. You just give you a 0. Okay, in fact, I mean, I teach myself. When student give a question as blank, it's very easy for me to mark. I just simply just put 0. Okay, so do write something. Okay, even if you are stuck, right, just draw some models or do some branching method, and who knows that you may be able to get some marks from there. Okay, understand? Okay, so remember, okay, do not ever leave any question blank. Okay, and of course, make sure that you check your work after the exams. After exam, before the paper finish. Okay, after exam you can't check anymore. Okay, so do make sure that you have enough time to check your work to prevent careless mistakes. Okay, because maths is a topic that is very prone to careless mistake, and careless mistake can actually cost you a lot of marks. Okay, so do make sure that you have enough time to check through the workings and make sure you got the correct answers. All right, and last but not least, do not spend too much time on one question. Okay, because if you spend too much time on one question, you may not have enough time for the rest of questions. Okay, so these are some exam tips I have to offer for you. All right, and some upcoming stuff. Okay, if you are a student, you may want I need you to ask your parents to come here now. Okay, because these are some of the upcoming stuff that I'm going to share with you, and I think all parents should know. Okay, so I'm still in the midst of constructing mind maps for every topic. Okay, so I've just shown you an example of a mind map for numbers. Okay, so this example of a mind maps or geometry, I just finished constructing this. Okay, next you will learn in a P6. Okay, but I think for angles, triangles, parallelogram, rhombus, trapezium, all of you learned this before, right? Okay, I'll be giving all these mind maps to you for free. Okay, but give me some time. Okay, I'm still trying to consolidate and try to make them nice for all of you. Okay, I'm trying to add more pictures instead of just words. Okay, I'm going to give you all these mind maps, and using these mind maps, okay, you all don't just look at the mind maps and look at it, then forget it. Okay, I need you all to actually take out the mind map, draw your mind map yourself on your piece of paper. Then from there, as I mentioned earlier, examples, extend the mind map yourself by putting in examples on your own. Okay, so for example, isosceles triangle. Okay, so what type of questions require you to use isosceles triangle? Okay, you can draw the questions over here. All right, so in the exam, it's easier for you to revise. All right, you look at the mind map and you look at examples that are written. Okay, you'll be able to revise your exams much faster and more effectively. Okay, so do remind your parents to stay subscribed in our email list because I'll be sending this out. Okay, so remember, do not tell your parents to unsubscribe. Okay, stay subscribed in our email list. Okay, I'm also working at EPH, all right, which is the partner of Popular. I'm going to publish a PSLE maths assessment book next year. Okay, I'm very excited about this because I'm working very hard on this. And by next year, hopefully, you should be able to see my assessment books in all the Popular bookstores next year. Okay, I'm still in the midst of writing this with them. All right, so these are the upcoming stuff that I have for you. Okay, so for parents who are listening to this, okay, if your child is still struggling badly in the P5 maths, next year is the PSLE already. Okay, so I do hope that your child can join us in these classes. Okay, I have a few classes over here. Every Saturday, 9 a.m. or 10:30 a.m., I have one space left. Okay, so if you like this slot, okay, if you are able to make it for this slot, do not hesitate anymore because it will surely get filled up by the end of this year. Okay, so I need you all to click this link. Okay, in fact, I'll forward you this link after this lesson. Okay, and if your child can make it for this slot, click the link over here and register online and pay by credit card. Okay, to confirm the slot for your child. Okay, if this class will surely get filled up by the end of this month. Okay, I have also another class on Saturday afternoon, which is 2:30 to 4. Okay, and this is a new class which I'm keeping to a maximum of 9 students. Okay, this class I'm keeping to a maximum of 9 students. Okay, so if you can't make it for the morning one, right, do come for the Saturday afternoon one. Okay. Yes, I know you can click on the video, right? I'll forward the link later, okay, so your parents can click on it. All right, and of course, I have another class on Friday, 7 p.m. to 8:30. Okay, this class is taught by my colleague Stephanie. The first 2 classes are taught by me. Okay, so if you want me to teach your child, okay, one of these 2 classes in the afternoon, on Saturdays. Okay, the Friday class is taught by Stephanie. Okay, if you are not aware, okay, Stephanie is the one that actually helps me to create all my math materials. Okay, she's the one that helped me create all my math materials and all my questions and things like that. So she's actually, I would like to say that she's even more qualified than me to teach your child. Okay, so the Friday class is being taught by her. There's also a Sunday class that's being taught by her, but the class is full now. Okay, so that's why I didn't put it here. Okay, the Sunday class is also being taught by her. All right, so if your child can make it for any of these classes, okay, do not hesitate anymore. The classes will surely get filled up very fast after I send out the email later. Okay, so if your child can make it, take out your credit card, go to the link and book the space for your child. Okay, and I hope to see your child in our center soon. All right, so last but not least, some of these examples that we covered earlier are covered in this book over here, which is called the PSLE Math Revision Notes. Okay, so this revision notes consists of important concepts for each topic, right? When to use which method for each question, step-by-step examples, okay, reason behind each step. All right, so in my examples earlier on, I showed the reason, right, behind each step, right, to help a child understand the workings. Okay, these also consist of clear diagrams and easy to understand and common mistakes and how to avoid them. Okay, you can actually purchase the book at this link below. It's an ebook, so it costs only $7. So after you have purchased the book, you can download the book straight away and you can let your child read through the books and understand examples. All right, so now that's the end of my lesson today. I hope that you all find it useful. If you all still have any questions, do remain in the YouTube chat box and I will answer your questions when I see your questions. Okay, so with that, good luck and all the best for your child SA2 exams.